Hello and welcome back to a brand new Pokemon Showdown team building video. Today we have a team around Busted, the Mega Mewtwo Y, and that means we are in Ubers once again. We haven't been in Ubers in quite a while, to be honest. I'm kind of excited because Mega Mewtwo Y is pretty powerful, and to be honest, I haven't made a team around a Mega in a while. At least I don't think I have. If I have, then well, I have a memory of an idiot. But I don't think I have, so I kind of, when I'm in Ubers, I kind of just want to have fun more than take it seriously, because everyone's using legendaries. It's not really as competitive as some of the tiers like UU. I would say UU is probably the most competitive. You'd probably assume OU, but I think UU just has more players that like actually play with some strategy in mind, whereas OU is just people just spamming Talonflames, Brave Bird, and Garchomp's like Rock Slide or whatever. But Ubers is more for fun, so I'm running a Volbeat with my Mega Mewtwo Y. So this is a bit like a pairing, I guess you could say. Obviously it's going to be Focus Sash, okay? I'm not expecting it to live a hit. It's not defensive Volbeat or anything like that. But it's going to have Prankster, okay? And if anyone's ever used a Volbeat before, firstly, thank you very much for appreciating the monster that is Volbeat. And we're running Tail Glow Baton Pass. So we're going to hopefully be able to just Tail Glow Baton Pass into this Mega Mewtwo Y and sweep. In all honesty, I'm thinking that could very easily sweep. We're also going to be running a little bit of support on this. We're going to be running Thunder Wave, because it's useful, in all honesty. And I was tempted to give this thing Encore, but just in case we get hit by a Taunt, right? I know it's not very likely, because I've seen the sort of Pokemon trainers that are in Ubers. And I'm thinking some of the common leads, right? Obviously there's Darkrai. Darkrai would shut this thing down. Darkrai would 100% shut this thing down. So we could run something for Darkrai, but I might just pick up a Pokemon later on in the team for Darkrai. I'm thinking we just run Stab Bug Buzz. It hits Psychic types, which are pretty common. It hits Dark types, like Darkrai, if it comes to it. I don't know if we'd ever be able to survive anything from a Darkrai, to be honest, but if it comes to it, it does hit Dark types like Darkrai. And who knows, it may be really useful. We're not running any, like, investment into Bulk at all, okay? The Bulk, not a thing. Bulk, Volbeat, come on now, it's a Volbeat. Let's be honest. That's not happening. We're going to be running as much speed as possible just in case other Pokemon have priority, like Bullet Punch Mega Lucario. I don't want to get hit by that. I'd like to outspeed that if possible, although let's be honest, I'm not outspeeding a Mega Lucario with a Volbeat. Sadly, we're going to be calling you Respect the Volbeat, because let's be honest, no one in Ubers is even going to have a clue what this thing is. They're going to be like, what's that? What is that Pokemon? I've never seen it before, and it's going to be hilarious, so as we're going to be baton passing Tail Glows, hopefully, into Mega Mewtwo Y, it does mean we get a little bit of options on what we run. I'm going to be running Psystrike because it's powerful, okay? That move, without a doubt, is going to be on the team. Sadly, I don't think I can run Dark Pulse. I can't run Dark Pulse. I would love to have Dark Pulse on this thing, just to hit other Psychic types, such as Lugia. Lugia scares me a little bit, so I wouldn't mind something for that. But we're going to be taking Signal Beam, weirdly, and Flamethrower. I know, right? Strange moves. I can't spell Flamethrower. Okay, there we go. That should be pretty much perfect coverage for neutral hits or higher. So I don't think there's anything that resists all three of those moves. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think anything does. Meaning, we kind of get a free last move for whatever we are afraid of. And that, to me, is probably Lugia. I feel like Lugia, even if I have a Tail Glow up, I feel like Lugia would be able to come in, Toxic me with Multiscale up, and then proceed to Roost Stormy Owl. So I would like something for that. Could run something like Ice Beam, which would also hit dragons. And I'm thinking that's probably the best bet. Thunderbolt would also work, although if he's roosting anyway, then is that really going to work? If he roosts, see this is, I would love Dark Pulse. Although, let's be honest, if Mega Mewtwo Y land Dark Pulse, nothing would stop it. So I can understand why it doesn't get Dark Pulse, I just wish it did. I think we'll run Ice Beam for our last move. I could admittedly run Psychic. Like, it sounds weird when I already have Psy Strike, but we could run Psychic to hit physically defensive Pokemon, and then Psy Strike could hit. Oh, that's worrying too much. That's worrying too much. We're not going into that much depth. We should be fine with what we have here. Nice, timid-natured, 416 speed is a lot of speed. Is a lot of speed. But we do have to remember this is a Mewtwo until we Mega Evolve. So, actually, its speed is only base 1 fight. That's still fast, never mind. We're still fine in terms of speed. I don't think anything is faster than one. Is there anything even between 130 and 140 in speed? Is there anything even within that range? Is there anything at like base 135 speed? I have to remember, I can click this now. Yep, there we go. So, Mega Manectric, Mega Lopunny, that's it. They're the only things that would be outsped by Mega Evolving. Honestly, that's weird. You'd think that its speed would have more of an impact, like, because it gains speed, but no. Those 10 points in speed, because it could easily went onto its physical defense. I would have liked that. But, okay. Okay. That's fine, I guess. That's fine. So we have a Volbeat. That's just fun to say. That is really fun to say. We have a Volbeat and we have a Mega Mewtwo. So, as I said before, I kind of want something to counter obvious Darkrai leads, because obvious Darkrai leads are obvious. So I kind of think I might want to pick up a Shaymin Skyform, because it outspeeds Darkrai. It has Serene Grace, meaning that if we hit something with Air Slash, it's a high chance of flinching. We can run a Lumberry on this. I'm tempted to run Choice Scarf so that we guarantee an outspeed on a lot of things. And that could also pair well with the Tail Glow. And that is pretty tempting, I'm not going to lie, that is really tempting. But I think we're going to have Lumberry so we can take a Dark Void on this Pokemon if we need to. We're going to take Seed Flare, because Seed Flare is brokenly good in every single way. Said Flare, no, Seed Flare. We're going to take Air Slash, because I want to flinch that Darkrai out. That's the main aim. This thing, Darkrai Slayer. We're going to take Dazzling Gleam, and I think we're going to take Earth Power. I think we're just taking full offensive moves. Unless there is anything else I can think of running. I mean, I really could. And flinching. There's like, if we assume we don't miss, right? Because missing is like a 1 in 20 chance. That means we have a 60% chance to flinch the target. That means that more often than not, we would win that war. But not having the Lumberry there for safety seems risky, so we're just gonna keep the Lumberry, and that looks good. This thing has like mad HP. Like, its defenses are terrible, and its HP is just 100. It's kind of wild, I kind of love it. And we're gonna call you Flora, because I actually have a name for you. I mean, I have names for the other one, but... Now, we just became very weak to Fire. And pretty weak to Dark, but as I said, if there's gonna be a Dark type, it's gonna be Darkrai, okay? No one is gonna be running any other Dark type, maybe Greninja? But Greninja doesn't scare me at all. I mean, it gets like a ton of different protein stab boosts, but it doesn't scare me. And Hoopa Unbound, again, it doesn't scare me. We have a Volbeat, we'll Bug Buzz it, okay? We'll be fine. I am not afraid of Hoopa Unbound. Plus we have Signal Beam. Yeah, I'm not afraid of Hoopa Unbound in the slightest. So, Dark type's pretty much out of the way. I'm kind of worried about Fire types. So, we're going to start building into a core now. Now, normally, I'd build into a core around the Pokemon, like, that I started with. However, we have 3 Pokemon on this team already, and I have not started building a core yet, so this is very different. And I think Fire is the biggest weakness. Ice is a little bit of a weakness. Both of which are mainly from Shaymin. So I'm thinking a Water type would be nice. So we'll narrow it down. There's obviously Arceus Water, which is golden at every point ever. I mean, defensive Arceus is just nice. And normally I run the Steel type, so yeah, let's run Ted with a little bit of variation to this time. Oh, Ted. Oh, that name. Every time. So, we're gonna run Stealth Rocks on this thing, because it gets Stealth Rocks, right? Okay. That may be changed up later, depending on what we get next. We're gonna run... what are we gonna run? Recover. It's a good move, I like that. Toxic, okay, yep. What do we want, Will-O-Wisp? This thing is gonna be... I'm not sure if this is gonna be physically defensive or specially defensive yet. So we'll keep Toxic for now, but it may be changed over to Will-O-Wisp if I find it fits it better. Now we could run Surf, but there'd be no point in running Surf when we could just run Judgment, which is just stronger in every way. So that seems okay to me. I don't know why we'd run Max Speed, Max HP. That seems like an absolutely terrible set to run on Arceus. So for the moment we'll make it specially defensive, but that might change. That might change to physically defensive depending on what I want to pair with it, which will be anything that resists electric? I'd say electric is our biggest weakness now. T much dealt with by the rest, so I'd say as long as we pick up a Pokemon that can deal with electric types, we should be fine. Is Groudon, okay? That is the ground type. But defensive Groudon, is that a thing? Does it get any, like, recovery moves? I don't think it does. I'm fairly... It gets rest. Defensive Groudon? Well, we may as well run Primal Groudon. Do we want Primal Groudon? Primal Groudon's overrated. Plus, it's defeat. Weird as it is, we can quite easily run something like Chesto Berry, actually. Or Rocky Helmet, depending on which I feel is better. Or Leftovers, in fact. We have options here. We do have options. So, what would we even run on this thing? We could run Bulk Up. For that extra defense. Bulk Up would be lovely. So... yes. Yes to Bulk Up. Yes to Earthquake. What else do we want on this thing? Obviously Rest, before I forget. And maybe Sleep Talk? That leaves us with a huge weakness. I cannot do that. I cannot do that. I need Stone Edge or Rock Slide. Well, the flinch chance is going to be pretty much negated by the fact that we are slow, so we may as well run Stone Edge. Yeah, we'll run Stone Edge for flying types so that we can hit any Pokemon. Now, this is gonna be defensive, so we're gonna be running max health, max defense. Defensive Groudon? Is this a thing? I don't think this is a thing. Now, do we want Resto Chesto? Probably, because we aren't running Sleep Talk, so we're gonna run a Chesto Berry. Resto Chesto Groudon. What do we name a defensive Groudon? Well, that's a good question. Anyone wanna help me out here? I mean, if you have good Groudon names, I mean, I'm in dire need. We're gonna name you Matilda. We're naming it Matilda. Yeah, why? I don't know why. I don't know. I genuinely don't know why. But yeah, that sounds fun. So, types we are weak to. We have a grass and a water type, and that's not a fire type. Never mind, I'm an idiot. What are we really weak to? Flying? I guess. That's a strange type to even think of. I'd like an electric type. I think an electric type would help round out this team. We'd be able to get some Volt Switch action. Some Volt Switch action would be very nice. I don't really want to take a Pikachu now that I think about it, because we already have one PU tier Pokemon in Ubers, which is plenty for me. So, a strong electric type that learns a Volt Switch. Let's narrow it down. Volt Switch. Electric. Arceus Electric. Not really going to be running 2 Arceus. Can you even do that? Can you run? Yeah, of course you can. You can run like 6 Arceus if you really wanted to. Do we run 2 Arceus? No, I'm not running 2 Arceus. I'm not being that person. Zapdos could be kind of nice. However, I feel like our team is very specially offensive right now, and that's something I completely overlooked until just now. So, Physical would be nice. Physical would be very nice. So we're going to narrow it down, then we're going to sort by physical attack. Zekrom. Is that like the only choice I get right now if I don't want to run like I guess we're running Zekrom then. I mean, it just seems the best. Okay, I want Physical, although I'm running Volt Switch. Volt Switch is purely for Switch Initiative, okay? Not for anything else. I'm not running it because I feel like it's going to be powerful or anything like that. It's purely there for Switch Initiative. We're going to be running... Bolt Strike is its signature move, right? Or is it... Yeah, it's Fusion Bolt, okay. So, ooh, we have 2 signature moves to choose from. You don't get this kind of luxury every day. Do we want to run Bolt Strike or Fusion Bolt? 20% chance to paralyze is nice, but not something I need to keep in mind. 100% accuracy is nice, but a little bit more power. What am I afraid of? I am afraid of, throughout this entire team, Lugia. Lugia is a big threat. Darkrai has a counter. Most of the standard Pokemon can be dealt with by our Tailbird combination. So, because of Lugia, Ho-Oh, I'm running Volt Strike purely because I want to annihilate them. I think Fusion Bolt would one hit Ho-Oh, but not a Lugia. I mean, I guess it depends on the spread, but still. We're also going to be running Outrage because it's powerful. We're making you Choice Banded at this point, which also works well with Volt Switch in a way, not because I think Volt Switch is a physical move, just because if we get locked into something, it means we can lock ourselves into Volt Switch and get out if we need to. I know, to be honest, does this thing get U-turn? Damn it, that'd be way too nice, wouldn't it? Would be very, very nice. But we have Electric and a Dragon type move, so at the moment we get walled out by... I don't know what we get walled out by. Do we even get walled out by anything? Or is that fine? What are we running for a final move? Giga Impact, that could be fun. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I refuse. We are gonna run. Oh, this thing's moveset is terrible. It doesn't get... If this thing got Earthquake, we'd be sorted right now. No, it doesn't. Facade? I don't want to rely on Facade. I don't want to get Toxic or anything like that. I mean, it'd be a great move to have if I did get Toxic. Maybe Crunch? Although Bolt Strike is just stronger than Crunch because of Stab in like every way. So I don't feel like Crunch is useful. If a Stab Bolt Strike hits for neutral, it is automatically stronger than a super effective Crunch. Meaning Bolt Strike is pretty much better than Crunch in every way. So instead of that, we will run... I mean, we could run Stone Edge, but I don't know if we need it. We have enough to hit flying types. We can deal with flying types as is. Shadow Claw is a little bit like the same as Crunch in a way. It's not going to do anything particularly special. Plus Dark type moves cover everything that Ghost does anyway without the same resistances. So I mean, that should be fine without it. It's either Stone Edge or Facade, and I feel like Stone Edge is going to have more opportunities to do something than Facade, so we're going to run Stone Edge. And we're going to run Choice Banded Zekrom. 404 HP. Error, HP not found, just saying. Anyway, do we want to run Speed on this thing? Or is this thing just a complete wall breaker? I'm going to go to 403 HP. I'm going to put 4 points into its speed. Strangely enough, I know, right? That massive difference. But that way, firstly, we can find our HP. I'm letting that joke die, okay, I'm sorry. And that means we're going to take less damage to Stealth Rocks. We're going to win speed ties with other Pokemon that are base 90, which a lot of legendaries are. You might not realize it now, but a lot of legendaries are base 90 speed. Like, we have Giratina, Dialga, Deoxys Defense, Groudon Primal, Ho-Oh, which means Lugia as well, Kyogre. We have... I'm sure there's more than that. We have Reshiram, which means the same as Zekrom. Just, that's a fair few already, so I mean, being able to just outspeed those, if they're like not running that one speed point, that could be very nice, so I like that. We're going to name you Zach because it's the only name I can think of beginning with Z, and it suits it in a way. I kind of like it. I could picture that. That seems fine. So, we have a very specially offensive team. As for Arceus, I'm fine with keeping Stealth Rock on this. I don't feel like I want Stealth Rock on Groudon. I'm fine keeping Stealth Rock on our specially defensive Arceus, as weird as that seems. I'm fine with keeping Recover. I think Toxic is going to be more useful than Will-O-Wisp. Because if we didn't have... Actually, if we had Will-O-Wisp, we would not be able to touch Primal Groudon. Fun fact. Primal Groudon would completely shut us down even though we have the right typing. So, we're going to keep Toxic, because that's one thing that's definitely influencing me. We're going to run a defensive Groudon as part of our core, and we're going to see how this goes. So, let's click Validate, first of all. Team is valid. Is there any shinies I want to run? No, that's ugly shiny. Zekrom. Does that even change? I'm seeing very little change. I think I prefer it slightly. It looks like it becomes a slightly lighter shade of blue in a way, so I'm going to keep that. Ted, you become golden and horrible, but in a way... Do we want golden Ted? Nah, it looks more yellow. Screw golden Ted. Shaman... That's a tough one. I like both, but I think we're just going to keep it normal. Volbeat, I mean... That's sexy. We're keeping shiny Volbeat right now. And we're going to keep Mewtwo normal. So that is going to be our team building session for this week. If you're excited to see a Volbeat in Ubers like I am, leave a like down below, hit that subscribe button, the battles will be up tomorrow. And without further ado, bye!